Hello, so this is my big update for my simulation projects. So, since the last update, I've primarily been focusing on the introduction section of the game, specifically the introduction scene and the primary script for said scene. If you see on the left, this is basically the in-game elements that make up the introduction scene, each individual scene here, along with their individual buttons and text features. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of these, which really make this into a very long and tedious but necessary process in order to have all of the variables and setups needed to run the actual simulation once we get to that point. Everything so far is running from the one introduction scene introduction script here, which has basically all these separate components which come from these sections here, as well as other booleans and things of the sorts. And so the goal for this particular update was to have the introduction scene finished and functioning. So there wouldn't be really any data since I haven't gone to the part of actually finishing the research for the data and then putting it in yet. But just having something functional would be good at this point, so that way I could go full steam ahead into the next crucial part, which is the actual first month of the simulation, and to ensure that all the variables can carry over smoothly. As you'll see from when I'm about to play the introduction scene now, there are still a few kinks in that, unfortunately. So here's the simulation. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. While that's loading, there's also no narration or dialogue just yet. That will also come later in the process once I get into the art section of the project. So open simulation. Starts with gender. You'll select and give you a description. Second, racial identity. Again, you select it, gives a description. Then it'll ask for current education status. So check the line. It'll let you know what you selected. Description. Job. There are 10 jobs. At the moment, they're all open, but the jobs availability will be dependent on the education level with some of them. So I'll go ahead and pick this one. So one of the first things you'll know, so one of the keys right now is that the text isn't populating from the script. So that is something that definitely needs to be looked at. Choose will be living. We'll pick basic house. All right. Just utilities. All right. Now to the utilities. There are 5 main utilities. Electricity, which only has one option. Water, which has one option. The ones with multiple options would be communications, where you can pick multiple options depending on the time frame. So we picked home phone, unlimited cell phones here. For cable, we picked basic cable for 1990 and premium cable for 2020. And then for internet, for now, different internet speeds. And again, each selection will give you a description and a price if a price is necessary for it. Then we continue. Transportation, we're going to pick city bus. Description, that and a transportation fee will be listed, just not yet. And then you can accept a random gift. In this case, it's $0. And then we reach the summary page where, as you can see from the area before, that the text options here aren't being populated with the information from the options we just selected. So that is one of the big bugs that my goal is to try to fix as of hopefully the next week. That way I can go ahead and move on to the actual first month of simulation and have that ready by the next big update, as well as fixing any other bugs or kinks that were displayed in this presentation that haven't been addressed just yet. So that's the big goal. Basically, trying to finish the introduction, get the simulation running, and with that, one of the biggest things is trying to decide if I want to try to go with these separate scenes route, or potentially run everything in the entire game from a single script. But I'll basically be experimenting with that. Along with that, I've also began looking into a separate script for the audio management, since I do plan to have sound effects in the game eventually. And that's pretty much it for the big update. And can't wait to show you guys what's next.